Hi, I'm Dana. Today we're going to do a little bit of the sequence I taught earlier today. I did a somatic yoga class earlier today, and I got a lot of positive response back from the class, so I wanted to share it with you. What you're going to need is a bolster. It can be a kind of squared one like this, or could also be like a round one. And if you don't have a bolster, you can also just use a pillow, like a firm pillow from a bed or even a couch would work great. But just put your bolster towards the top of your mat for now and set your block to the side of your space. And we're gonna open up just lying down flat on your mat like you were in Shavasana. So as you arrive on your mat, lying down on your back, you might walk your shoulder blades a little bit further apart. Might pick up the back of your head, pull it towards the back of your space, lengthening through your cervical spine. And then taking the next few moments to allow yourself to really begin arriving onto your mat. Beginning to arrive into your body. Finding or inviting a half a percent more physical heaviness onto your mat with your next exhale breath. And then I'll invite you to find an angle in your shoulders. That can look like anything from your arms teed out, palms facing up, to a cactus position, to fingers touching, or maybe even fully interlaced underneath your skull, and observing what that angle in your shoulders may have brought into your system, into the rest of your body. Inviting or finding space between your shoulders and your ears as you float your nose to open through your throat. And without lifting your head, slowly begin to turn your face, your neck, any amount to your left, wanting to stop when you bump up against that first sensation anywhere in your body. And then exhaling into that, inviting your body to get heavy towards your mat. Might be getting some twitching sensations, maybe a dull, tingly-like sensation. Might be a rougher, gradier, sticky sensation. Or it might be pretty quiet. Just beginning your process of arriving just a tiny bit more with each passing moment into your body, into this shape, this relationship with gravity, and into that conversation, breath to sensation, sensation to breath. Relaxing your jaw, softening your brow line. Exhale fully. And then slowly, without lifting your skull, slowly release the turn in your neck, coming back to center, softening through your cervical spine. Throat open, slowly begin to turn your head, your neck, any amount to your right. Not dumping into that movement or racing anywhere. Rather, just inviting the movement and then observing your body, your nervous system's response. Noticing that you're not shortening, stopping, or shallowing your breath. Maybe getting very similar sensation, conversation happening. Might be a completely different conversation from one side to the other. No wrong or right, better or worse there. Giving your body and your nervous system the time and the space to arrive into this shape, into this conversation, breath to sensation, sensation to breath. And slowly, without lifting your skull, release the turn in your neck, coming back to center. And then slowly release the angle in your shoulders the same way you came in, coming out. Bending your knees once you get there, placing your feet flat on your mat, knees are bent towards the ceiling. Adjusting your body on your mat as you need. Bolster should be over your head. Reaching your arms overhead, shoulder width. I'm going to scoot down so you can see better. Shoulder width, palms underneath your bolster if that's available. If that's not available right now, can always place your hands on top of your bolster. And depending on your body's blueprint, you may find you want one palm under the bolster, one palm on top. Just remembering that you always have autonomy in your practice to change, adjust. So wherever you land at, actively extend through your bolster should be overhead. Want to bring your palms shoulder width underneath your bolster if that's available. If that's not available right now in your practice, can always bring palms on top of bolster. You also always have the option to have one palm under your bolster, one palm on top, depending on your body's blueprint. So finding your landing spot, extending through both elbows, all 10 finger knuckles, spreading across both palms, the webbing between all your fingers. Without losing that activation, invite softness in your cervical spine, space between your shoulders, your ears, and bring awareness to your pelvis. You want to ground your lumbar spine towards your mat. Pelvis is almost in a posterior tilt rather than an anterior tilt with your lumbar spine arched like I'm showing right now. Do that by activating your abdomen, pull your belly button to your spine, and invite a slight posterior tilt to your pelvis. Reactivate extending elbows to finger knuckles, spreading across your palms. Float your nose to open your throat. And without lifting your skull, slowly begin to turn your face, your neck, any amount to your left, holding that activation through your arms, through your fingertips, across your hands. Staying aware of your spine on your mat. And noticing your breath. I know I'm getting some shaking in my left elbow. I'm going to stay with that sensation. I'm going to stay activated, extending through my elbows, through my fingertips, firming the muscles in my upper arms. Relax your jaw, your tongue. This is work in the arms and the hands. So if you're starting to feel that work, notice a little fatigue, that's perfectly fine. Trying to find that place where you can stay with the work, stay with that conversation, sensation to breath, breath to sensation. And slowly throat open, slowly release the turn in your neck, still spreading across your palms, extending through your elbows. And slowly turn your face, your neck, any amount to your right. Noticing your breath when you arrive at your landing spot. Noticing where you may have lost activation, where you want it right now, or vice versa. Keep reaching through all 10 fingertips, spreading the webbing between all 10 fingers, opening your palms, working the fascial tissue in your hands. Relax your jaw, soften the muscles in your face. Invitation to notice your breath. Observe the conversation happening in your practice. And slowly, with your throat open, slowly release the turn in your neck, coming back to center. Slowly release the activation in your hands, your arms, letting your arms come down by your sides, palms face up. And just taking a moment to observe what that feels like as you come out of that angle in your shoulders, trying not to shake any sensation out of your hands, your arms. Just observing that possible rebound or circulation rush effect. And then we're going to transition to lying prone on your mat. So however you want to get there, we're going to meet lying belly down. And if it's available, your right cheek will be on the mat with your arms by your sides. If that's not available, you always have the option to stack your palms and bring your cheek to the back of your hand. Arms by your sides, palms facing up. And then let your toes point inwards towards each other. Your heels roll outwards to the right and left. Bringing the heads of both of your femur bones to an internal angle. And then beginning your process of arriving here. Just a little bit more with each passing moment. If you don't sleep on your stomach, your spine may not come into this relationship with gravity often. The slow movement, invitation, and steady, constant breath tells your body it's okay to be here, it's natural to be here. Relaxing your face and allowing yourself to go fully empty with your exhale breaths. Exhale completely, and then slowly change the turn of your neck, bringing your opposite cheek any amount to the mat. And again, from one side to the other, you may find you want to stack your palms, totally fine. It may be a very different conversation from one side to the other. Again, not good or bad, worse or better, just gaining information about your body, your nervous system, that intimate, natural conversation constantly happening, breath to sensation, sensation to breath. Allowing yourself to exhale fully as you prepare to transition out. Bringing your chin or your forehead to your mat, your hands to your breastbone line, release the internal angle at the heads of your femur bones. Press into your palms to either a tabletop position, and then send your hips back towards your heels to a child's pose like shape. And if that feels good, stay there for about 3 full rounds of breath. If child's pose doesn't feel good in your practice, can stay in that tabletop or move to a seat for about 2 more full cycles of breath as you inhale fully. And then exhale all the air out of your lungs. Again, inhaling fully. And then allowing yourself a complete full exhale breath. And then pulling yourself forward as we prepare to move to a seat. Bringing your bolster to the wall where the floor meets the wall. So you want your bolster all the way in there, right at the corner. And then have your block nearby because we will be using it in a moment. Come to have a seat on your bolster. Bring your sacrum, your low back all the way to the wall. And then bring the soles of your feet to touch. Let your knees sway out wide to a butterfly-like position. And then readjust as you need so that your sacrum is at the wall. And find a super, super wide palm prints distance from your heels to your bolster at least. So a little bit of a wider angle in the hips than you may normally be used to in a butterfly or Baddha Konasana shape. And again, readjust sacrum to your wall. Pull your belly button back so that, again, your pelvis is almost in a posterior tilt, tailbone going in down into your bolster, sacrum pressing back against the wall. Press your feet together and down. You may already be getting some sensations. Extend from pubis to sternum. Soften from your shoulders to your fingertips. Keep pulling your abdomen back. Keep pressing your feet together and down. Tuck your chin to your chest. You might stay here. You might continue to flex your spine forward any amount, so long as your sacrum stays grounded into the wall. Your feet stay actively pressing together. Sides of your feet actively pressing down. And if you notice the sensation dumping into your knees, release some of the flexion in your spine, wanting to keep that sensation conversation happening primarily in your hips. Invitation to notice your breath, soften your jaw, your lips. Fingers soft, hands relaxed. Keep pressing soles of your feet together, sides of your feet down. Keep pulling belly button back, sacrum towards the wall. Keep all that activation and slowly, vertebra by vertebra, begin to release any flexion in your spine till your crown comes to the sky, and then release all the activation in your legs, your hips. Find your block. Feet are going to primarily be in the same exact place. Block is just going to go underneath your feet. So bringing the sides of your feet onto your block, and then adjust as you need. It can be a little funky and awkward, but it's okay. So that your sacrum is back to the wall. And again, you want that big palm print with at least distance from heels to your bolster. Pull your abdomen back, start to press soles of your feet together, sides of your feet down. Our hips are already in external flexion with the addition of the block. So just be aware of that as you're moving into this shape. Activate feet together and down, abdomen back, extend from pubis to sternum, soften from shoulders to fingertips. Tuck your chin to your chest. Keep pulling belly button back as you maybe continue to flex your spine forward any amount. Keeping sacrum grounding into the wall, feet grounding into each other and down into the block. The seated shapes are normally the hardest in my personal practice for me. And something I like to tell myself is if and when my mind overcomplicates it, bring myself back to that conversation on an exhale breath. Sensation to breath, breath to sensation. Keep pressing feet together and down. Pulling abdomen back, sacrum grounding towards the wall. Pull your abdomen back and slowly, vertebra by vertebra, release any flexion in your spine. Crown to the sky, then release the activation of your feet, your hips. Can remove your feet from your block, send your legs long, can set your block to the side. And then we're going to transition back to lying flat on our mat. And bringing your bolster back to the top of your space where it was previously. Then lying down flat on your mat. Bring the soles of your feet to touch, your knees sway out wide. So you're in a Supta Baddha Konasana position. If you know that you want a little bit of support or extra support for your legs, your hips here, you can place blocks under either side, blankets, etc., because we are going to let our hips just relax and our legs lay in this relationship with gravity. Feel the natural curve in your lumbar spine as you find this Supta Baddha Konasana, or reclined butterfly shape. And then I'll invite you to find an angle in your shoulders. So again, that's anywhere from your arms teed out, palms face up, arms to a cactus, fingers touching, or maybe even fully interlaced underneath your skull. Wherever you land at, soften your shoulders away from your ears, float your nose opening through your throat, relax your face. And slowly begin to turn your face, your neck, any amount to your left, stopping at that first sign of response and not doing anything about it besides exhaling into it and starting to observe that conversation. Depending on the conversation happening in your body, in your practice, maybe you turn your neck a little bit further. You open your throat by floating your nose a touch farther. Observe your breath. Allow yourself to go fully empty as you exhale next. And with your throat open, without lifting your skull, slowly release the turn of your neck, listening as you come out of that shape. Acknowledging center, and then slowly turning your face, your neck, any amount to your right. Allowing your body, allowing your nervous system, your breath to tell you when to stop. Pause. Listen. This may not be a big physical movement, but noticing if you can soften across your upper back. Your shoulders, are you holding a little tension there? Or activated in places where you can release? Relax your jaw, soften your tongue. Ride a full exhale breath through your body. And then slowly release the turn in your neck, coming back to center. Slowly release your arms down by your sides, observing that possible rebound effect or lack of. Then you can let your hands help press your knees up and together. Feet flat on your mat, knees bent to the ceiling. Bolsters should be overhead. Bolster should be overhead. Bring your feet back into that butterfly Supta Baddha Konasana shape. And then slide your right shin in front of your left to an easy seat or a Sukhasana position with your legs. Extend your arms overhead. Palms are shoulder width, again, underneath your bolster or on top of your bolster, whatever feels the most appropriate for this point of your practice. Extend through your elbows to fingertips, spread across your palms, relax through your cervical spine. Pull your abdomen towards your spine. Press the sides of your feet into your mat. Feel the work in your hips. You might be getting some sensations in the back sides of your glutes. So you're working the extension of both hips at a slight external angle. Keep spreading through your palms. Float your nose, opening through your throat. And slowly turn your face, your neck, any amount to your left. Keep grounding the sides of your feet into your mat. Keep spreading across both hands, reaching through your fingertips. Invitation to notice your breath isn't shortening, shallowing, or stopping. Keep extending through your elbows, firming your upper arm muscles to your upper arm bones. Keep belly button to spine, stabilizing your pelvis, pressing your feet into your mat, activating your hips, your groins. Holding all that activation, slowly release the turn in your neck, coming back to center. Switch the cross of your legs, so you're on the opposite side for Sukhasana. Reactivate, opening both palms, extending elbows to fingertips. Pull belly button to your spine. Press sides of your feet into your mat. Throat open. Slowly start to turn your face, your neck, any amount to your right. Again, not rushing into that range of motion, not dumping or racing to any destination. And this is big work for your entire body. So if you're feeling that fatigue in your body, you're right where you need to be. You're in the driver's seat. So finding that place where you can stay with the conversation. Sensation to breath, breath to sensation. And if and when your mind overcomplicates it, bring yourself back to that conversation with a full exhale breath. Keep pressing the sides of your feet down. Keep pulling belly button to spine. Again, might be getting some shaking, might be getting a lot of tingly or falling asleep like sensations. Maybe it's sticky, maybe it's rougher. As long as it's not violent, we want to work with that sensation. It may be uncomfortable, it may be weird. We want to hear it out. Give it time, give it space. Exhale fully as you slowly release the turn in your neck, coming to center. Release the activation in your palms. Oh, that feels good. Release your arms down by your sides. You can release the shape of your legs, your feet, your hips, and bring your feet to your mat, knees bent to the ceiling. And just take a moment, observe sensations in your body. Start to think about where your bolster is at. Bolster is going to go underneath your knees. So you're going to send your legs long, again, like you're in Shavasana. with the bolster supported underneath your legs, right about underneath both knees. Might walk your shoulder blades a little bit further apart. Pull the crown of your head towards the back of your mat, lengthening through your cervical spine this time rather than opening through your throat. And then allowing your body to re-arrive onto your mat. Allowing your spine to basculate to your mat in this relationship with gravity and support from the bolster. And then at this point, I'll invite you to find any final shape to complete your practice and integrate that work. You can absolutely stay where you're at. You can absolutely change positions partially or entirely. So long as you feel like you can release any conscious muscular efforts your body may still be holding on to. And allow your breath to move freely throughout your whole body for the next few moments. Begin to bring awareness and intention back to your breath. As you become conscious of the rise and fall of your body with your breath, I invite you to follow that consciousness, bringing life and physical movement back into your body, however you feel called to do so. And when you do feel back and in your body, depending on your position, knees will probably make their way into your chest. Pause there for a moment and then follow your path of least resistance, whatever that looks like to you at this point of your practice, to find any comfortable seat, head above heart, heart above pelvis. Eyes can stay closed if that feels safe and or comfortable to your practice. Eyes can always be open. And if you feel called to, hands can come to heart center, Anjali Mudra. That's never required, but wherever you do land at, I invite you to take this last moment to yourself, to thank and honor your own body for the movement, balance, strength, mobility it just gave you. And thank you for sharing your time, space, and practice with me today. Namaste. If you liked this practice, be sure that you subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any more, because I will be posting a lot more of my somatic yoga classes as well as all the other styles of yoga that I'm teaching. So thanks.